was thinking.
It's wonderful to be back, and we are here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, finally, for some CWE. I am Jeremiah Crump, joining me alongside, as always, is Carter Brand. Carter, how does it feel to be back in CWE?
It feels amazing.
And tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I am certain that the owner and chairman, Corey Fox, has put on one hell of a card for you tonight, so we're going to have to let him tell us what it is. But Connor, are you as happy to be back as I am?
Oh, definitely.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, let's get the show underway. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania is just as loud as it's always been, and here comes the owner and chairman himself, right on cue. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm really interested to see what Corey Fox has to say first, because there's a lot of things I'm sure that he wants to clear up. How long are we going to be back for? Hopefully permanently. Why did we go away? You know, what's going to be of different events that were happening at the time? So it's going to be really interesting. There's a lot of things that Corey Fox is going to have to address here tonight.
We'll see if he addresses them all, actually.
Yeah, and that's definitely the strong point, is figuring out whether or not Corey Fox does, in fact, address all of the major issues. We'd like to take this opportunity now that we are back to remind you to follow CWE on all of its social media outlets, on Twitter at CWE Live, Facebook at CWE Wrestling, Tumblr CWE Wrestling, subscribe on YouTube, and join us on Reddit, reddit.com/r/CWE. But once you get through all of those, you can take a second and check out the owner and chairman, Corey Fox, who's now in the ring. Let's go to him.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, we've been down this particular road more times than I'd like to admit. The road where the person in charge has to stand in the center of the ring and tell you that the show is back, and this time we mean it, right? You've all heard that. See, here's the good news, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Corey Fox. I am the owner and chairman of Championship Wrestling Entertainment, and I'm here in this ring in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, to tell you once and for all that we are back, and this time it is for good. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CWE.
And it feels great to be back.
Now that we've got the formalities out of the way, let's discuss what's gonna happen, because we've got a lot of things that we need to talk about. You know, it's around this time of year that everybody starts talking about March Madness, right? It's all about the brackets, the tournaments, the winning. March Madness is in full swing, ladies and gentlemen. But here in CWE, we have a little bit of madness of our own. And that madness is called the Edge. Now you see, ladies and gentlemen, for far long before we went on break, the Edge has been dominant. We don't have to like it, but we have to respect the fact that the Edge has virtually taken over CWE. But I am not going to stand by and do nothing about this. Before we went on break, I made a promise to my best friend that he had earned the #1 contendership to J.C. Holmes' CWE World's Championship, and I am not one to break promises, nor have I ever been. So ladies and gentlemen, you will see Sid Floyd face J.C. Holmes for that championship. Now you're probably wondering where. Is it going to be right here tonight? No, sorry, it's unfortunately not going to be right here tonight. But I have another bit of good news. Ladies and gentlemen, you thought it was going to happen before, so we're going to make it happen. A week from Sunday, you will see CWE Eye of the Storm, March 30th, right here in Pittsburgh.
Mark your calendars for that huge announcement.
Now, that being said, we need to talk about one more thing, and then I'm going to get out of your hair, because we're not here to watch me talk. You see, ladies and gentlemen, the reason I brought up the Edge, the reason I brought up Sid Floyd, the reason I brought up Eye of the Storm Hell, the reason I brought up March Madness is very simply put. The Edge right now has made it impossible for anyone to rise to the top of the pile. I mean, let's face it, once again, we don't have to like it, but they have the CWE World Championship. They have the CWE Royal Crown Championship. They have the CWE Tag Team Championships. They have the CWE Women's Championship. There are 5 championship title belts within the possession of 3 people. That's horrible for business. Horrible. When are guys like Chase Adams gonna get a shot? When are guys like Cable gonna get a shot? Or I'll do you one better. Ladies and gentlemen, when are guys like Isaac Morgan gonna get a shot? That is where I make up for not having the championship match tonight. You see, it dawned on me while we were on break, this level of acceptance is not acceptable. We cannot have one road for people to walk down and then put roadblock after roadblock after roadblock on that road and expect people to make it. It's unrealistic, it's unfair, and in my show, it isn't gonna happen. Because I don't operate that way. So I, as owner and chairman, took the steps necessary to ensure not only will there be a future for this show, not only will there be a future for these superstars, but there will be a future for all of you, every single one of you in this arena and watching at home to get behind. And that's very simply put, I took the steps necessary to add another avenue to get to the big stage. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, you are going to see a 6-man, over-the-top rope battle royal featuring 6 of CWE's hottest and most rising superstars. And the winner of that match will be crowned the new, reborn CWE North American Champion.
Wow, the North American Championship
Ladies and
back.
gentlemen, as of last night, I repurchased the CWE North American Championship, and I am rechristening it as an official CWE title right here tonight.
That is awesome. The North American
So ladies
Championship.
and gentlemen, who's going to be in that match? Who is going to be in the 6-man battle royal to determine the new CWE North American Champion? Where would the fun be if I told you? You're going to find out right here tonight, so I hope you're all prepared for what is sure to be one of the best editions of CWE Live that we have ever done. Have a good night, folks. Enjoy the show. And once again, it is great to be back.
Well, Connor, what a major announcement tonight, an over-the-top rope 6-man battle royal to determine the new reborn North American champion. What an announcement from our owner and chairman, Corey Fox.
Most definitely. I'm excited to see who's going to compete.
I think we all are, ladies and gentlemen. And when we come back from commercial break, more heart-stopping CWE action coming your way. And welcome back, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It looks like it's time for some women's wrestling. Here comes Kimura, the young lad from Japan, who did a phenomenal debut in the Crowning of a Goddess tournament, which will be capped off at Eye of the Storm's kickoff show, and I'm looking forward to that. But Connor, I want to jump back real quick to the comments from Corey Fox, because he discussed something that I think is very important and can't be overlooked. The Edge is truly dominant in CWE right now. They've really taken all of the titles, most part, that you can for one group of people, and they're really going to be dangerous going forward, even though we don't like their antics.
Yeah, but another thing is, can you punish them for being that good?
I don't know. I mean, that's what Corey Fox is going to do, and here comes Jade sporting a nice-looking new outfit, but nonetheless, I don't know. Can you punish the Edge for being good? The way they beat up people, they've done the thing where they sandwich people's heads in chairs, they target people who they think are the biggest threat and take them out before matches. They don't really give their opponents an opportunity to be competitive and do things the right way.
I mean, that's just strategical. I mean, if you have the opportunity to strike your enemy first, then we can.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, because I want to get your honest feeling about the Edge. What do you honestly think about the Edge? I mean, do you really like them, or are you just saying things to make them sound good?
No, I don't like them. I call them disgusting cancer.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I'd go as far as say that, yeah.
I mean, just a second ago you were praising them, though. Do you really feel that way?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully that doesn't come back to bite you. But nonetheless, we have a match coming up now. Kimura will take on Jade, and this is going to be an awesome match. Look at that double underhook bulldog. Nicely done there by Kimura. She's a really technical wrestler coming out of the Japanese wrestling scene. I've been impressed, nothing but impressed by her since she arrived here.
Oh, for sure, and a win over a well-established wrestler like Jade will definitely help her cause.
Watch out, moonsault off the rope. That was impressive. And the quick cover, Kimura looking to put it away early. One and a kick out there by Jade. Watch out, oh, running knee to the face, and Kimura has taken charge of this match early. As now, she'll pick up Jade here. Sends her off the ropes. Ducks underneath, what's this? And a nice arm drag. And another quick cover, trying to put Jade away. One, and a kick out there again. Connor, we know that Jade is scheduled to face Allison James of the Edge at Eye of the Storm. Nice kick there for the CWE Women's Championship. No disqualification as it was set up before we went on hiatus. And looking back on it, do you think that was a good decision by Jade? Cover. One, and a kick out again.
I'm going to say yes. Allison James has definitely proven herself, but I think the match outline definitely suits Jade's style more.
So you think it was a good decision for Jade to challenge Allison James?
I do think so, yeah.
Well, hopefully she'll get a different outcome than she did at Road to Glory, where things were not in her favor. But I think you're right, as she gives a nice scoop slam there. I think you're right about the fact that it suits Jade. She's a brutal diva, and she's won the only other no disqualification Divas match in history, so maybe that will be in her favor. Oh, right to the back with a low kick there on Kimura. And again, targeting that back. Maybe looking to take Kimura off of her equilibrium. Oh, nice elbow to the head. Oh, and a jawbreaker reversal by Kimura. And now showing at the top, high-risk maneuver here. Look out. Rolls out of the way, does Jade. And now Jade might be looking for one of her own. Looking for a moonsault, oh, but she cut it short. Oh, that's got a sting there, Connor. She cut that moonsault short. Now both women are out cold in the center of the ring. And looks like Jade gets up first.
Definitely targeting the lower back there.
Absolutely. Again with those repetitive knees right to the back of Kimura. Oh, right down. Speaking of Kimura, Connor, which diva do you think had the biggest splash in the Crowning of a Goddess tournament? The rounds that have participated so far, anyway.
I would like to say this competitor right here, she definitely impressed me on her first time out, and then
she really tore the whole building down like we said she would.
Yeah, I mean, that was more than you said.
Oh!
But, and then she's definitely holding her own against Jade here, which...
That's impressive. That's always an impressive feat. Another big scoop slam by Jade, who has, since we began talking, continued to target that lower back region, and will do so again. Jade has really found a spot to work with here, and it's very impressive. It's very strategical of Jade to do so. Look at this, though. Oh, shoulder jawbreaker. And I think Jade might be looking to finish this one off.
On the taunting.
Look at this. Kimura getting set up, and I guess this is what happens when you walk in the big leads. Look out. Hooks the arms up, and the Jaded Line powerbomb hits home. And there's the cover. 1, 2, and Jade puts away a victory, gaining some momentum, heading towards Luck of the Draw. That's in May. Heading towards Eye of the Storm. Jade looks great here in her return to CWE action, and the first match of the night was not a disappointment, eh?
No, it wasn't, and this is a definitely message to Allison James. Jade is coming for you.
And Jade better keep that momentum rolling when it comes time to face Allison James, or else she's not going to get very far. Allison James is absolutely... Wait a minute, there's a chance! That's Allison James! And she takes out Kimura, and there goes Jade! Marking her territory as Allison James. Wait a minute, that's that music. For that Valora. And there it is again, that promo for that strange, I don't know who she is.
We have yet to see anyone.
You're right. And Valora taunting, look at the Jade, and the shot. And how is that going to play out? We will be right back. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and promptly after the attack by Allison James, it didn't go so well. Here comes the rest of the Edge, and now Connor, I can only imagine. They're not scheduled to fight here tonight. I can only imagine they're coming out here to address the comments made earlier in the show by Corey Fox.
And I'd have to think that the Edge is not going to show much respect towards Corey Fox or his ruling.
Well, I mean, if you were the Edge, what would you do?
I would continue to do what I've been doing, which is winning.
And the Edge has certainly done a great job of winning over the last couple of weeks. JC Holm and Chris Twinnier both became CWE's first multi-champions. Twinnier, of course, winning the Royal Crown Championship, and Holm winning the CWE World Championship, while both of them already held the Tag Championships. Allison James has been undefeated since winning that Women's Championship, and the Edge has absolutely, arguably been the top force in CWE. It's hard to argue against that fact. Nonetheless, we are here live in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, JC Holm's hometown and our hometown, and it is great to be back for CWE, ladies and gentlemen, even if the Edge is in the ring. Now, you made some remarks about them earlier, and I have a feeling a lot of the fans are inclined to agree with you, so we'll have to see what kind of reception JC Holm gets from this crowd here tonight. And I can't imagine it's going to be the reception that JC Holm wishes he would get.
Oh, definitely.
Nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, the live mic is on, and I'm kind of worried, so I guess we're going to JC Holm now. Let's hear what he has to say.
So Corey Fox comes out at the top of the show and tells everyone that we're a problem, doesn't he? He tells everyone that the Edge is a problem, that we're, what did he call us, madness? Let me ask you, do you people think that the Edge is a problem? Yeah, of course you do. Of course you do, because you, just like Corey Fox, are simple, mindless drones that feed back whatever the system tells them to feed back. Corey Fox told you all that he wanted an army of sheep, and you walked into the pen willingly. The truth of the matter is, the Edge isn't the problem, we're the solution. We're the solution to mediocrity. We're the solution to pathetic wastes of life. We are the solution to the problem that has existed in this company for far too long. The Edge is the solution to average. For the longest time, you people said you wanted change. In 2011, you demanded the entire company changed, and it did. And what did it get you? Exactly the same thing you had before. In 2012, you demanded the company change. We took the whole year off. And what did it get you? Nothing. In 2013, I said the company needed to change. And what did it get us? The best shows we've had in years. It got the Edge to the top of CWE. And now finally, you people have what you said you've always wanted. You have a person who's on top. You have a person who's the clear-cut top guy. You have a person who's running everything. Everyone else in circles. And what did you thank me for? You boo me. You spit on the ground that I walk on. You call it because you don't like me. You don't like how I did it. But the truth is, the fact is, you are all simply jealous that you are not that guy. That you don't have the stones to climb and work and do whatever it takes to become the first multi-champion in CWE history. You are all weak, pathetic, disgusting, probably ugly. In fact, looking at that guy, certainly ugly. And the worst part about it is you think you're relevant. You think your words, what you say when you come up to the show and when you wake up in the morning and when you go to work, you think all these things that you do are important and that they matter. Here's the facts. They don't. The only thing that matters is the Edge, and right now the Edge has 5, what is it now, of the 8 championships? We got a new one. You're all irrelevant. But you know, every now and again, someone has to take the blame for this. Someone has to be the guy that we point the finger at and say, you're the culprit, you're the catalyst. And there's a person in this building tonight that is stirring up way more trouble than he really should. There's a person in this building tonight who is pretentiously destroying, trying to tear down the hard work of me and my group. And that man sits at a small wooden table wearing a hat and doing second fiddle work to a man who I'll give credit is at least intelligent. Connor Brandt.
Dude, he just called you out.
You know, I don't know how many weeks it's been now that I've come down to the ring and listened to you and your partner there slam on me. Slam on the Edge. Slam on the hard work that the Edge has done because it makes them happy. You think you're a voice of the voiceless? You think that you sitting at that desk with those little headphones on makes it so that the rest of these people are important and that their voice is heard? Do you think you're special? Some kind of messiah, Mr. Brandt? Is that what you think this is? Because I'd like to give you the opportunity now to step into this ring and prove it. What was it you said about us earlier? You called us something earlier that caught Miss James's attention. You called the Edge, what was it? A disgusting cancer, isn't that right?
That is what you said.
You called us a disgusting cancer.
That is what you said, bud.
Well, why don't you come up here and perform surgery, Mr. Brandt, since you seem to know all about it? Why don't you get in this ring and prove to this world that you're a disgusting cancer by beating me one-on-one? If you can do that, maybe I'll concede. Maybe I will say, you know, you're not so bad. But until you can get in this ring and defeat the Edge, you're just another useless voice in a sea of waste.
Are you gonna do it?
I'll do it!
What's that? What's that, big boy? You'll do it? Would you look at that? He said yes. What an idiot. What kind of idiot agrees to that? If you want to get in the ring tonight, you've got it. Tonight then, for all of you irrelevants to watch, JC Holm will go one-on-one with Connor Brandt, and I assure you, I'm about to make every penny you wasted on this pathetic show worth it when I tear that untrained, pathetic waste of breath limb from limb.
Connor, what on earth did you just get yourself into?
Ladies and gentlemen, this message was approved by JC Holm.
What in the hell did you just get yourself into, Connor?
I'm not worried about it.
That's JC Holm. That is one of the most lethal men in the company. What are you doing?
I know who it is.
What are you thinking trying to take on JC Holm?
I know who it is.
I'm not questioning whether or not you know who it is. I'm saying, don't be dumb, Connor.
That's probably the smartest thing that could be done.
Well, maybe you'll impress me, and I don't know, but we'll figure that out later. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We just got to take a second. Connor, moments ago, you just agreed to a match with the CWE World Champion, JC Holm. What the hell were you thinking?
Something's got to be done. I mean,
do you think you're the guy to do it, though? I'm not questioning you. I'm just saying, do you think you're the guy to do it?
Am I the ideal character? No. But somebody's got to do it.
Well, I admire your bravery, and we'll see how well that plays out for you. But right now, it's time for the six-man over-the-top rope battle royal, I'm being told. So it looks like the first competitor here tonight is Garrett Hawk. Now, as we heard at the top of the hour, Corey Fox has rebirthed, for lack of a better phrase, the CWE North American Championship. That championship, of course, was lost when the United Nations champion and the North American champion, JC Holm and Eric Matthews, respectively, faced off at Road to Glory 2012 and unified the belts under the new belt, the Royal Crown Championship. So that should tell you how long it's been since the North American Championship has been defended as an actual title here in CWE. Tonight, 6 men, including this man, Garrett Hawk, are going to have an opportunity to be the first North American champion since Eric Matthews. So that's fun.
That's a big mantle to take up.
You're right about that. And hopefully these guys have the mount to put this trophy on that mantle, because I would like to believe that all of these competitors, whoever they might be, are poised to be champions. Nonetheless, Garrett Hawk the first. Let's see who the other 5 are. Wait a minute! Isn't this interesting? That's Gordon Slash, and it looks like the Mosh Pit are the first 2 competitors in this tournament. Watch out. Gordon Slash has been called upon, and now this raises an interesting question. Do Garrett Hawk and Gordon Slash work together?
I'm going to say yes for a short time.
You think until it comes down to them? Well, we'll have to see if that is the case indeed, because Gordon Slash and Garrett Hawk are the first 2 competitors, and Connor, this is adding an interesting screwball to something that was already pretty interesting. So Gordon Slash, who's next? Hey, I'm okay with this. Here comes the perfect 10, Kenny Barrett. And you know, this is really awesome, because when was the last time that Kenny Barrett got to wear some CWE gold? He left the company in 2009, came back last summer, and since then he's done well. I mean, we can't say he hasn't done well. He was in the Road to Glory ladder match. He had a short tag team run with his former partner Jason West. West, of course, left the company again, but Kenny Barrett has stuck around. He's running Perfect TV. You know, he's been in the Road to Glory ladder match, as we said, so he's not doing terribly. But how awesome would it be to see gold on Kenny Barrett's waist again?
I think it would be a perfect fit.
A perfect fit for the perfect 10.
Believe it or not, that was not supposed to happen.
You never tell people that. You just say it was on purpose.
Oh, it was on purpose.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Kenny Barrett is... Hey! And speaking of the devil, Corey Fox said, when's this guy going to get an opportunity? Right here tonight, here comes the American former powerlifter, Isaac Morgan. Connor, how awesome is it to see Isaac Morgan in this match?
Oh, it puts a smile on my face. I mean,
with all the crap that this man has had to put up with from Genesis, Dmitry Volchenkov, Victor Pariah, and now Scott Ganses, the fact that this man's getting a title opportunity, that makes me happy. I'm pleased that our general manager is actually fair, as opposed to what we thought he was earlier in the year.
That is true, but Isaac Morgan definitely has to be happy, because the list of enemies for him,
and especially the North American Championship, that must mean so much as an American, a proud American, a former Olympic tryout. Oh no, guess who's back, Connor? The limousine's pulled up, and we hadn't seen him on television for quite some time. He was battling illness, but it looks like he's gotten over it, because here comes the richest man in wrestling, Sean Peterson. And you know, Connor, Strictly Business had been doing pretty well without him, but I can only imagine the level of success that those 2, Eric Matthews and Braden Ganses, are going to have now that Sean Peterson's back. And imagine this scenario, if you will. Tonight, Sean Peterson wins the North American Championship. At Eye of the Storm, Strictly Business goes on to win the #1 contendership, somehow beats the Edge. Strictly Business now has 3 championships.
That would be a surprising turn of events. I mean, it would definitely shake things up. And as much as I hate to say it, Strictly Business is the one that could do it. But still don't care for Sean Peterson.
Well, that was never in question.
Well, I just like to voice my opinion every time I see him, but
that got you into trouble earlier tonight, so I'd be careful with that.
We'll see what kind of trouble. I mean, it hasn't happened yet.
You're right. I shouldn't be so hard on you.
I've been using the Bowflex.
Good. Well, you're going to need to do some Bowflexing against JC Holm tonight, that's for sure. But nonetheless, Sean Peterson is here. He's in this battle royal. I guess he's feeling healthy. He must be if he's back. And Sean Peterson's addition to this 6-man match just made it all the more interesting. That's for sure. Oh, wait, there go our lights.
It usually means one thing around here.
I can only imagine which one of them it's going to be. So the disciples are clearly on their way to the ring, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see which one it is. Wait a minute! Wait a minute! That's not the disciples' music!
That's not, no.
No way! Connor, do you know whose music that is?
I believe so.
Ladies, no way! It cannot be! Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think this is a mistake. There's a smoke! Is he here in Pittsburgh right now? Ladies and gentlemen, there's no way! There's no way! There he is! It's Vicious X! Connor! Vicious Sex is back!
And what a return!
We have not seen Vicious Sex since he lost to Richard Till over the summer. Vicious Sex is back! And listen to this reaction! It has been months since we've seen the return of Vicious Sex. Standing before us, the former two-time CWE Champion, the only man to defeat Giganta when he was coming through the ranks. Vicious Sex is back, and look at this crowd. They are on their feet. There's not a person sitting down right now. This is amazing.
I mean, he deserves it. What a surprise.
This is awesome. Vicious Sex is back, and listen to this crowd. They're as excited as I am. And here we go. Now remember, the rules for this match are very simple. In order to be eliminated, you have to be thrown over the top rope. There goes Vicious Sex. No, he hung on. You have to be thrown over the top rope. Both feet have to hit the floor. The last person in the ring will be the new North American champion. Connor, I can't get over the fact that Vicious Sex is in the building. This is awesome. As now, Sean Peterson hits a big elbow on Isaac Morgan. And Kenny Barrett sends Vicious Sex into the corner. Look at Hawk and Slash are fighting with one another. That's quite interesting.
Wasn't anticipating that.
No, you said that you thought they were going to go all the way together. Look at that powerbomb by Isaac Morgan. As now, Vicious Sex is thrown to the corner by Kenny Barrett. Two old-timers working together, or working against each other, I should say. Oh, there goes Hawk. Hawk, and now Peterson's being worked on too. Hawk and Peterson. No, Peterson stays alive. Hawk is out. Hawk is eliminated by Gordon Slash.
That teamwork was non-existent.
No, I guess not. They had to have said something to each other before this match got underway. Maybe like, hey, listen, every man for himself. I guess hopefully that won't impact the tag team too much, but what can you do?
Kenny Barrett on the outside there, but
Vicious Sex with a strong forearm. And Sean Peterson dropping elbows on Isaac Morgan in the corner. There goes Gordon Slash over the rope now. Vicious Sex, or rather Kenny Barrett's working on him. Meanwhile, look at this. Vicious Sex and Isaac Morgan working together. Taking out Sean Peterson, and that looked like it hurt. 3 strong chops from a former power lifter.
And there goes Sean Peterson.
Vicious Sex and Kenny Barrett working together now. And Isaac Morgan working to eliminate Sean Peterson, the richest man in wrestling. Can he hold on? Will he stay in this match? No! Sean Peterson is eliminated, and we're down to 4. Isaac Morgan, Gordon Slash, Kenny Barrett, and Vicious Sex.
Oh, it looks like...
And there goes Slash! Down to 3 just like that. What an impressive over-the-top rope battle royal we have had here so far tonight.
And Vicious X showing very good on his return here, working over Isaac Morgan.
The question would be whether it was rest or rust, and it looks definitely like rest. As now Kenny Barrett looking to maybe get Vicious Sex out of this match. Hold on! Vicious Sex! Vicious Sex! Oh, saved by Isaac Morgan. That's an interesting strategy. Normally you don't see people saving their opponents. Maybe Isaac Morgan's just a fan. And look out! Sent off the ropes. Isaac Morgan hung on there, managed to get back in off the distraction there. Look at this though. There goes Barrett. No, he hung on. Kenny Barrett's still in. And now the tie-up. Look at this. Isaac Morgan and Vicious Sex working together to try to eliminate the Perfect 10. Kenny Barrett. Oh, and he stays alive. Nicely done. And now, ran right into a fist. And now Vicious Sex sending Morgan off the ropes. Oh, Brett bumps down them. And now a reversal by Vicious Sex. And now Kenny Barrett sends Vicious Sex into the ropes, but there's Morgan. Look out! Up, and a standing vertical power slam, and I felt that all the way over here.
Isaac Morgan the power in him is just phenomenal.
Well, that's why they call it powerlifting. You have to be some kind of strong to do that kind of work. And now Vicious Sex working on Kenny Barrett. Those two have been going at it all match.
And it seems like Isaac Morgan has definitely seemed to take a back burner.
I mean, hey, it's smart. And now that they work together, look, the more you stay out of your opponent's way, the less likely you are to be eliminated. It's a good tactic.
True.
And now, no, he hung on. Kenny Barrett hung on. Impressive athleticism there from the Perfect 10, earning that nickname. And nice job as he stays alive. And now, Kenny Barrett going after Isaac Morgan, who has gotten involved. Watch out, Isaac Morgan over the top. Oh, but he saves himself there.
None of these competitors giving anyone an inch.
Oh, Morgan! Oh, he hung on. And that's all it takes is an inch. 1 inch separates you from the floor in some cases, and so you have to be ready for that.
Kenny Barrett on top rope.
Vicious X now working on Kenny Barrett. Will he eliminate Barrett? He does! And we're down to 2. Morgan and Barrett. Or Morgan and Vicious X. Vicious X getting a little cocky there. Might cost him. There goes. Oh no, he hung on. Vicious X hung on here. Morgan, watch out. He's out! He's out! Isaac Morgan wins! Isaac Morgan is the North American champion!
And I couldn't think of a more fitting person to wear the North American belt.
What an awesome moment. Isaac Morgan, ladies and gentlemen, has just won his first CWE Championship title in the North American Champion. What an awesome day for Isaac Morgan. This has got to be great. And I'll tell you what, this has got to stick a very sharp feather in the cap of Genesis. You know they can't be happy about this.
Definitely not.
And sorry to spoil the return of Vicious X, but Isaac Morgan looking phenomenal as he holds that new belt. Wait, Volchenkov! Oh, and a shot from behind on the new champion. I should have seen this coming. Volchenkov again with that brand new North American Championship belt.
And Isaac Morgan is out
cold. Genesis strikes. And wait, there's Scott Gansas. Scott Gansas. Now Genesis is out here in full force. We shouldn't be shocked. Look out. Oh, he's going to break the leg. He's going to break the foot. Wait. That's Jack Van Ryan. Scott Gansas, his former friend, and he's rushing the ring here. Look out. He is rushing the ring.
Morgan trying to get out of there.
He's in. Ducks the clothesline. And a shot. And another one. And look out. And there goes Gansas.
Tosses him out of the ring.
Jack Van Ryan coming to the rescue of the new North American champion, Isaac Morgan.
Scott, listen to me. I'm not sure what the hell has gotten into you, but I used to call you a friend. I used to think that if I had trouble, you would have my back. But it looks like someone couldn't control their urges to do whatever it is that they wanted to do. And the last was aligned with the devil himself. So let me tell you what's gonna happen right now. New World War, I don't know what you were thinking, but you turned your back on me and you cost me my championship. If you thought I was gonna roll over and play dead, well, I've got news for you. Jack Van Ryan does not die. You two are set to face this man and Eye of the Storm, is that right? Well, whoever makes the decisions around here better get out a pen and a piece of paper and change the card, because as of right now, it's gonna be Genesis versus Isaac Morgan and Jack Van Ryan.
All right! Way to go, Van Ryan!
You know, Jack, that has always been your plan. From the moment you walked into this company to right now, I took you under my wing because I thought I could teach you the right way to do things. Well, you know something, Jack? The right way to do things is to do them however you have to do them. You know, this was not personal. Nothing that happened. New World War was not personal. It was not me getting vengeance on you because I lost at Road to Glory. It was nothing like that. The reason I joined Victor Pariah is very simple. He came to me last summer and said that my time was running thin. He came to me again a few days ago and said it was almost over. And the thing that happened between last summer and a few days ago was I realized he was right. Victor Pariah told me in very vigorous terms that I only had one more opportunity. I am at the end of my career and I'm aware of it now, Jack. And he reminded me that if I want to make one last splash, one last impact, be a champion one last time, that the only way I can do it is by doing it any way that I can. So I made my first statement, my test, my proof of loyalty to him by turning on you. Not because I wanted to turn on you, Jack, but because if I'm gonna be in with the best strategist in professional wrestling, then I have to do what he tells me to do. He told me to go out and do something that would shock you, Isaac Morgan, myself, him, and everyone else. And that was to turn on you and cost you a championship that I helped you get. Did you see it coming? Did any of you see it coming? That's the genius of why I did it. Victor Pariah, the second I walked into this backstage area, was waiting for me with arms wide open because I had proven that I was willing to do what it took. So no, it wasn't personal, Jack. It wasn't a matter of what I wanted to do. It was a matter of what I had to do. This is what I have to do. And if that's what you feel that you have to do, so be it. Genesis looks forward to tearing you both apart. You made this personal, not me.
And some strong words from Scott Gansas, but at least we finally have an explanation as to why he joined up with Victor Pariah.
I kind of agree with it. I mean, I understand why he did it.
Nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, a huge announcement there from Van Ryan about a change on the card. It will now be Van Ryan and Isaac Morgan versus Genesis at Eye of the Storm. But talking about tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I still don't know what the hell you were thinking, but I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt as tonight you're set to face JC Hall. It's your choice. I respect your right to make it. I'll support you 100%, but just be careful. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. The CWE Champion Richard Till is on his way down to the ring, and I was wondering when we were going to hear from him. If anyone, before we went on hiatus, got a surprise, it was absolutely this man. The disciples went through some weird ritual called the Black Sacrament. And before we knew it, we were all face to face with the demon himself, Sindrack. Apparently the rumors were that the disciples realized that it was Sindrack's time to be on top of CWE, and they recognized that they had to go through that man, Richard Till, to do it. Let me ask you, Connor, if you were Richard Till, what would be going through your mind right now?
I don't know. Sindrack is such a mysterious character, but I mean, I'd be worried. But I mean, Richard Till is definitely capable of handling himself, so how worried is he?
That's the real question. If there's fear in the heart of Richard Till,
I don't think Richard Till knows fear.
That's how the disciples get people. That's how Sindrack gets people. They make you afraid of them, and they weaken your defenses. Not saying that Sindrack couldn't beat somebody otherwise, but if you're afraid of him, he's easier to fall prey to. And so the question for Sindrack will be, has he scared the CWE champion? And at Eye of the Storm, will those two face off? And if they do, it's anyone's game in my opinion. But let's see what Richard Till's opinion is, because let's face it, when it comes to the championship, I would like to believe that his opinion is more important than mine.
I have two things that I came out here today to talk about. And the first one's very simple. A few weeks ago, I speared JC Home on the outside of the ring. And then the week after, I speared him off the top rope. And I beat him in the Champions versus Champion match. Ever since I've done those two things, the amount of praise that you people have given me has been unbelievable. And as a matter of fact, I've even seen my t-shirts in the crowd. I've seen my signs in the crowd. And I've got to be honest, it is awesome. I did not realize how awesome having you people on my side was. So I've made the decision that I'm going to embrace this. This is what I like, this is what I enjoy, and it took me way too long to realize it. So ladies and gentlemen, you're looking at a new Richard Till. That being said, the old Richard Till is not totally dead. After all, that old Richard Till won the CWE Championship in the first place, so it would only be appropriate for me to keep certain parts of it alive. Like, for example, the parts of it that are about to stand in this ring and call out all three disciples.
Whoa!
In case you forgot, on February 15th, the last episode CWE did before we went on hiatus, I was greeted oh so generously by the demon Sindrack at the top of the stage. The disciples claim that he wants to be on top of CWE, and they claim that the only way to get there is to go through me. Well, they're right and they're wrong. They're right because, in fact, you do have to go through me if you want to make it to the top of CWE. But they're wrong in the fact that they think Sindrack can do it. I don't care how scary he looks. I don't care who he's torn down before me. I don't care how many disciples he's got. The fact of the matter is that Richard Till will not back down from any fight, anywhere, anytime. Let's see if the disciples feel the same way. To all three of you freaky eyeliner-wearing freaks, get out here.
Wow! What a statement, and there go the lights.
And it seems like the disciples are going to answer Richard Till here.
And there it is. I have to wonder, have these three finally met their match?
Well, we were just talking, and Richard Till, does Sindrack scare him? And I think he spoke for himself there.
Maybe Richard Till should scare Sindrack. Just a thought. No way to know for sure. But one thing that is for sure is the disciples have arrived. We thought we saw their presence earlier. It turned out to be the awesome return of Vicious X, but now it is absolutely the disciples. Dylan Bishop, Cameron Cross, Eric Berlin, and my thoughts are wandering as to how exactly these three are going to address Richard Till here tonight.
I have no idea.
Well, the one person who probably does is Dylan Bishop, and following this sadistic blood-drinking ritual, I have a feeling we're going to find out. Watch this. And there it is, Sindrack's blood that Dylan Bishop drinks to harness the powers of Sindrack. And I know this probably sounds mystical and freaky and all kinds of stuff, but the way that they succeed and the way that Sindrack succeeds, I've learned to not question it.
No, they're definitely good at what they do.
Whatever it is exactly that they do.
I assure you that your mortal threats do not intimidate the disciples. But as a matter of principle, since you spoke the Master's name without permission, we have no choice but to engage in the barbaric warfare that you seek. Alas, we will grant your request. One-on-one, you will face our ally, Eric Berlin.
Wow. And we're going to see that when we come back. Welcome back. It's time for a match. Richard Till will face Eric Berlin. Look at this standoff. Richard Till getting right in Berlin's face. And Berlin doing that weird taunt that they do. Oh, a shot right to the face, and Berlin took that. Till took that. And Berlin. Oh, what a shot from Berlin as they trade at the beginning. Look out. Oh, right to the face. Richard Till with a boot. Oh, and Berlin with a shot of his own. You know, Connor, I never realized how big Eric Berlin actually is until I saw him stand here next to the CWE Champion Richard Till.
I was just thinking of that too. There are very few people in this.
Look out. Full Nelson slam, and look at the elevation Richard Till just got on that.
There are a few people in this company that can stand eye level with Richard Till, and
right to the face.
Berlin is definitely one of them.
It is impressive, absolutely impressive, the size of Eric Berlin. Oh, and I think we're recognizing that right now, as Richard Till has gotten off to an early start here with a couple of strong strikes, and Richard Till's strength is absolutely a striking game as another clothesline levels Eric Berlin, just like the wall. And now, Richard Till sending Berlin up. No, pulls him back. Spine buster. Huge impact. And man, does Richard Till look confident.
You know, that's a big part of his, his personality.
Oh, look out. Eric Berlin now. Oh, and a sidewalk slam.
On the pin.
1, 2, and look at that. Eric Berlin just got a 2 count on the CWE Champion. As now he takes over the arm. Look out. Back suplex hits home. And look at Eric Berlin throwing around Richard Till with relative ease here. Off the ropes. Comes back. Running boot to the face. I hope Richard Till's not going on any dates later tonight. He's going to have some serious swelling in his face. Look out. Oh, a pump handle side slam. You know, Eric Berlin, we always thought he was just muscle, but it looks like this kid can really go.
I mean, well, it's definitely his muscle on display, but there is sort of a animalistic cunningness behind it.
Yeah. Oh. Speaking of which, look at this. And now a huge arm toss. Eric Berlin once again putting that strength on display. There's that weird taunt, that summoning ritual taunt thing that they do. Look out! Oh, what a backbreaker from Eric Berlin! Dragging Till away from the ropes. And look out. Berlin might be looking to put this away here. Look out. Oh, a gut block!
And there's the cover.
2, and Richard Till kicks out. There's that move that it's called the gut block, but I guess Eric Berlin has taken to calling it the sacrificial dagger, so right to the gut of Richard Till, and now look out. Oh, shot to the head. And look out, we've seen this many times before. Up, drops him on the apron. Richard Till has made a signature out of that move. Over the stairs now goes Berlin, and Richard Till does not look happy.
He's definitely taking his anger and his frustration out on Berlin there.
Watch out, Berlin now sending him into the barricade. Watch out. Oh, Till caught him. Oh, and a headbutt, knocking Berlin to the floor. What force on that. And now look out, Richard Till. He's got him up. Look out the stairs. Oh, God, off the stairs. Berlin went tumbling over the stairs. Richard Till is a freak of nature to be able to throw a human being that size like that. Resetting the count. Nice move. Watch out. Oh, back body drop. As now Till has taken the driver's seat by force in this match so far. But Berlin gets to his feet. Richard Till, that's not legal. I think he realized it's not an ODQ match. Oh, caught a boot. Too little, too late. He let Eric Berlin have too much of a breath there.
And now getting dragged into the middle of the ring there.
Oh, look out. Berlin's got a camel clutch locked in. Richard Till's in the middle of the ring, and that's a camel clutch locked in there. Is Richard Till going to tap? Will the Disciples make Richard Till tap out here?
It looks close.
He's got to get to that rope. Till is dragging himself with all of his strength to that rope. Will he get there? Yes! Wow, what dedication and will by Richard Till to make it to that bottom rope.
But that definitely took a lot out of him.
You can see it. He's dragging Richard Till around now. Watch out. Oh, off the ropes. And he comes back again and again. Down goes Till. And the cover. 1, 2, and will he? No. Richard Till survives just a bit longer. But Eric Berlin has been absolutely nothing short of impressive here. And he's up now. Drops him down. And Eric Berlin mocking Richard Till now. That's probably not smart. And Till's up. Off the ropes. Comes back. Spear! Spear! Out of nowhere! A huge spear!
And the cover!
Will that do it? 1, 2, and Till makes a statement. Richard Till defeats the impressive Eric Berlin here tonight.
You know, he made a statement and then he stood by it.
He did. Taking out one of the Disciples here was Richard Till. What an impressive showing. And now the question is, are the Disciples prepared to deal with this superstar? This might be the match that the Disciples have long feared. I guess we'll have to wait and see.
So before you, Mr. Judge, get too in rising to the top of the tag division, I thought I would do my duty as the best strategist in professional wrestling to remind you that in order to do so, you will have to go through my team Genesis first. And tonight, we're going to show you why we should be in that match versus Strictly Business instead of you when we beat them right here tonight.
Yeah, that's great and all, but have you talked to Brandon about it?
Alright, Pariah, listen. If you think Genesis is so much better than the Young Guns, then how about this? Next week, Genesis versus the Young Guns. Winners get the spot at Eye of the Storm. How does that sound, Pariah? You reap what you sow, Mr. Lopez. I hope you're prepared to deal with those words.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is just me for right now. Conor Brandt has gone off to the locker room to prepare for what I think is suicide, but what I think is irrelevant because he's dedicated and I support him. So, nonetheless, it'll be up to me to call Genesis here tonight. And unfortunately, Genesis looks like they might be poised to be a tremendous tag team. We learned earlier that Isaac Morgan will now have the support of Jack Van Ryan at Eye of the Storm when those four square off in tag team competition. But the question still remains, how much of this is personal between Scott Gansas and Jack Van Ryan? Does Jack Van Ryan really care about Isaac Morgan, or does he just want vengeance on Scott Gansas? So all of these questions will have to be answered at another time, but right now, Genesis looks scary, and I would not want to be their opponents tonight. Nonetheless, here they come. Strictly Business, and earlier tonight we saw the return of their mentor Sean Peterson, and while he was less than successful, I am sure that Strictly Business is hoping they can be more successful tonight. Eric Matthews and Braden Gansas are right now set to face the Young Guns at Eye of the Storm for the #1 contendership for the CWE Tag Team Championships, which are held by The Edge. But that could change, as we learned before commercial, next week. It appears that the Young Guns have challenged Genesis. Once again, I don't know what is up with everybody committing suicide around here, but as far as I guess, it's up to them, and they want to do it, they get to do it. So, nonetheless, that match could change who Strictly Business faces at Eye of the Storm. But tonight, we get a preview of one of the matches that could happen as Strictly Business fights Genesis here tonight, and Victor Pariah with them at ringside. Oh, swinging for Gansas and a miss. Watch out. Ties up does Matthews. Underhook. Fisherman underhook suplex with ease. Oh, and a shot to Braden, taking Braden Gansas off the apron. Look at this now. Eric Matthews and Pariah. Oh, and a shot to the face of Pariah. And that's going to anger Volchenkov. Why the hell would you do that? And now a snap suplex as Volchenkov has got to be fuming after that shot to Victor Pariah. Oh. And now shots. Vic Volchenkov is not going to let Eric Matthews get away with that. As Pariah is now on the apron shouting orders to Volchenkov. This is brutal. And now they send Eric Matthews into the Genesis corner. There's the tag, Scott Gansas now. And we used to see Volchenkov do this with Richard Till. It's the catapult, and there it is. Hits home. Scott Gansas lunged across the ring. And look at that, he tags Volchenkov right back in. Oh, knocked off the apron by Matthews. Was Volchenkov. Oh, taking him down. Here comes Braden Gansas. But no harm, no foul, it looks like. Now Matthews sent over that rope, hangs on. Oh, into the barricade goes Matthews. And Volchenkov showing off, and now look at, there's Gansas to clean up the scraps. Oh, but Matthews sending Pariah away. Oh, but Gansas, and a shot to the head now. As Genesis continues to dominate this match. Oh, Braden Gansas getting involved now. Oh, and Scott Gansas. Oh, he threw him right into Matthews. Now Matthews back in the ring. This is broken down. This isn't as much of a tag match as it once was. This is now apparently a beating. Belly to belly suplex there by Volchenkov, who has absolutely dominated this match. Braden Gansas has hardly been allowed to get involved, but he'll break up that submission hold right there as the ref throws him out. Oh, what a clothesline to Matthews from Volchenkov, and Pariah's ripping my table apart. Could you not do that, please? I need that. Oh. Look at this now. Volchenkov. Oh, belly to belly. He's made lethal use of those belly to belly suplexes. Uh-oh, watch this. That pad's exposed. Oh, and he's going to ram his head again and again off that exposed turnbuckle pad. Volchenkov, the most brutal individual I've ever met. Finishes it up with that running knee. He calls that the Soviet hammer. And now the cover. Will this be it? 1, 2, and they do it. Genesis wins over Strictly Business. Braden Gansas does not even get in the match. That is the lethal efficiency of Genesis here tonight. Braden Gansas did not even get involved in the match. And if I'm the Young Guns, I might be regretting the decision that I just made to challenge these two. Nonetheless, you reap what you sow, as Pariah said. We'll find out next week which one of those two teams is headed to Eye of the Storm. And there they are. There's the Young Guns. They don't look afraid. Maybe they should. But coming up next, I'm going to be really upset the whole time, I'm sure. Connor Brandt and JC Ulmer set to go one-on-one. Connor, if you're listening, please be careful. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm nervous, but I'm supportive of my best friend, and hopefully he can do well. Look at him, he's in the crowd. Ladies and gentlemen, Connor Brandt's coming through the crowd, and they are loving it. Look at the support for Connor Brandt here tonight. And you know what? That's what happens when you show courage. When you show courage and you show bravery, people get behind you. And you know what? Connor might not have the best chance in the world, but these people are going to give him the best one that he can get. And I'm really happy to see the support. This is kind of awesome. And this crowd behind Connor Brandt. The last time we saw Connor Brandt wrestle, he managed to beat Sindrack via disqualification in last January. So I don't know what Connor's got up his sleeve, but look at him. He's fired up. He's emotional. I'm happy to see him so happy, but I'm not going to be happy to see what might happen to him here tonight. All I can do is give him my support. And here we go. It's getting serious now. The CWE World Champion and one half of the Tag Team Champions, JC Halm, alongside with Chris Twenier, who I don't understand why, if Halm is so confident, he had to bring Chris Twenier, but no choice, I guess, for Connor. Chris Twenier is down here, and JC Halm is not going to be merciful. I desperately hope that Connor knows what he got himself into. And as much as I really don't want to take the time to do this right now, I'm being told that I have to, so ladies and gentlemen, you can get involved in CWE social media aspects all over the internet. You can go to Facebook, CWE Wrestling on Facebook, and also CWE Wrestling on Tumblr. Follow CWE on Twitter at CWE Live, as you see in the top left of your screen. On YouTube, make sure you're subscribing if you're watching this anywhere but YouTube. It's been pirated. Stop it. And also, you can follow us on Reddit. reddit.com/r/CWE/. Get involved in all of our social media presence as JC Halm looks over the sea of what he calls irrelevance. And I'm not excited, but here we go. Connor with a quick shot, and another quick shot. Oh, but he's dropped with a drop kick. Connor, please be careful, Connor. Oh, and right to the knee. A drop kick right to that knee. And now he's going to work on the limbs of Connor Brandt here. Again to the arm. Wearing down that right arm of Connor Brandt. Ooh, right to the back. Chris Twenier now up on the apron. Watch out. Oh, look at that. Why do you need Chris Twenier out here? Oh, yeah, you didn't do anything. Look at Connor, though. Oh, but Twenier. Watch out. You're an Augie. By Chris Twenier. No, yeah, you didn't do anything, Twenier. You didn't do anything. You're just out here to look, right? You're out here to spectate. Oh, this is horrible. Off the post. This is hard to watch. Halm up top now. Oh, changed his mind. Oh, right to the leg. And again, Halm has always made lethal efficiency those low kicks. And Connor Brandt might be suffering. Oh, again, back to the leg. Oh, Connor Brandt chopped him. He chopped him. Oh, but JC Halm got the better of it. And watch out, back suplexes. Connor is really, this is really, really hard for me to watch this. Into the post. Look at that. Halm disrespecting Connor Brandt here. Drop kick. Brandt took the better of it. Oh, kicked back into the corner though. And look out. Watch out here. Crossbody cover. Just end it too. And no, Connor kicked out. Way to go, Connor. A low blow right to the groin. And what's 20er doing? You want to go, 20er? I'm sick of dealing with you. I'm sick of dealing with you, 20er. In the cover. Connor kicked out again. And JC on with the ref now. Holland's got the ref. And he hurled the ref across the ring. Wait, there's a bell. Disqualification. Connor wins. Connor wins. Oh, there's 20er with a pipe. There's 20er with a pipe. You know, this is disgusting. Connor wins by disqualification. You're going to beat him with a pipe now? And look at Holm. You want to talk about disrespect? Don't do this. Oh, God. You know what? I'm sick of this. I'm absolutely sick of this. I'm not going to stand for it anymore.